it's sitting on your email.
We got it today.
Well, I don't read my email. I read flies in
And I apologize, I thought we had made arrangements to have printed copies of it today too.
I expected to see it because it says it's attached under separate copies.
I know that council doesn't want to have a lot of special meetings, but there's another item on the agenda that we probably also need a special meeting for. So I will put that out there, and we probably need to, if we can do it in a couple days or early next week.
We have to do it soon because this is happening soon.
In general terms, it sounds like at least an agreement. I read it last night. Basically, what you said, it sounds like a decent agreement. The organizations, there might be a number of tweak here or there, but it sounds good to me.
And you all have to review it.
Okay, we'll just in general agreement and to have a special meeting at some point for the other item plus this, and we'll have that document ready for the council.
Does this require a vote or just a general agreement?
No, this will require a vote because it's an actual, unless you authorize someone to do it by vote. This is.
It sounds like what you're doing is you're going to give us that there's my C and have that before we have it.
Right, and actually that could work out pretty well because we've got a meeting scheduled for Thursday night, so that will give us a chance to have that discussion, and then maybe Monday or Tuesday next week. Or it could be Monday, we've got a finance committee, but maybe Tuesday next week. Or Monday day, people are available.
Now, since the meeting is happening Thursday, if you have any thoughts in regards to that agreement, go ahead and voice those thoughts or those concerns prior to discussing it with the other organizations. That way we don't go into the meeting with an agreement that we think is to the council's liking and it is not.
Okay, C, review and approve final grant application for Summerfield Theater program.
Again, something that was not finished till very late last night and sent out via email this morning, and you should have copies of this in front of you. Thank you. The United Arts Council grant application, this was presented last month as a concept form. The due date for it is tomorrow. They did not give us a very big window to make this submission. What I provided for you, there's more to the grant, but this was, I think, the things that gave you the best view of what the program is about and more detail, and also who is involved, and then what the fiscal implications of it are. So I hope you've had a chance to look over it. But essentially, and there also, before we go any further, I have to say thank you very much to Kate Rankins and Sherry Joseph, the amount of hours that they put in to getting this grant ready. They did a tremendous amount of work in a very short
They did
period of
an
time.
excellent job.
So I really appreciate the work that they did on this. Essentially, what the grant is focused on, that the United Arts Council is they have different goals, and the goal for this year, one of them was to bring theater or the drama arts to children and the youth of the community, specifically those that are areas that are being underserved. Well, right now, most of the arts programming in Guilford County is either taking place in Greensboro or in High Point, and very little is occurring out in the rural areas. So this grant is basically focusing on the fact that by providing funding for it, we would be able to put on a series of events that would bring basically the arts to the people here instead of having to truck down to Greensboro or other locations in the area. In addition to that, because there's also theater events involved, it allows for the opportunity for the general public to also come to those events here instead of having to go somewhere else. So it opens up the ability to have those events, the public interaction. what the original intent of the grant was to focus on workshops and to do 3 programs. But after reviewing in detail the grant application and what they were looking for in the grant, and also from a practical matter, what we discussed and what was carried out in the grant is to take all of the various feeder type drama programs that were already being planned by the Summerfield Parks and Rec Committee and put them in together to show an overall view of what the town of Summerfield is proposing to do when it comes to arts programming using the park. So that brought into this under the umbrella of the October Haunted History Mystery Tour, because it is a drama-based kind of program. So that gets included in this. There's also another program that was being proposed in Parks and Recreation to have traveling theater groups that come out of Greensboro and have them do performances here for the community. That would be part of the town, recreational activities. So those got brought under this umbrella too. In addition to that, because there are workshops going on, those workshops there are fees involved in those workshops. So those fees generated from the workshops, fees can help reduce the cost of the programming. There's also opportunities for donations, either at the events or fundraising, which is a larger issue we're not going to confront regarding fundraising, but all of that combined basically shows up in the budget that you have on the last page, that shows that the entire program that's being proposed here is $33,279, of which $21,879 is the grant itself. Then there's in-kind support, there's city support, town support, then individual donations at the door, and workshop fees. So that first section of income shows how the funds are being raised. So I do recognize that when we first talked about this was initially discussed as a program that was not going to cost the town of Summerfield any funds. And that is technically still true if you understand that the Parks and Recreation budget was going to include the traveling theater program anyway. So that would have come under a separate budget item. It got brought into this to demonstrate that there was other activities going on that the town was going to be responsible for. However, if you choose to approve this grant application, that does mean, just like when we do a grant application for Part F or something of that sort, we are designating funds for that use. So if the grant gets funded, then we are responsible to come up with $4,000 for those programs out of the next fiscal year budget. So it's an item that's basically coming at you off budget. I want to make that very clear so that you understand that's part of this. Now, it doesn't preclude the ability to go raise funds somewhere else and generate more revenue or something like that sort to replace those funds, but it is indicating support for the event, for the entire program through the town's use of their funds. So basically, we're leveraging our $4,000 with all the other funding sources and being able to put on a program of $33,000. So, as like most grants. But that is different than originally discussed. The programs themselves are listed here across here, but they're kind of in a shorthand version. So basically the first column is that touring program that I just mentioned. The second program is a single stage event they call Main Stage. Basically what we're talking about is a drama program of some sort, a drama theater event that would take place in late summer of this year using the amphitheater. And that's one of those places where basically it's not just a children's theater, it would be a community theater type situation. Someone would be hired to run it, and there would be actors from the local community involved. The next column is the workshops, and they're proposing to do 10 workshops, 5 for younger children, 4th to 8th grade, and then 5 for 9th through 12th grade. And they would cover a variety of acting situations, which are detailed in here, but intro to acting, stage, walking, things of that nature. Then the next column is that Haunted History Mystery Tour, which has a very small cost. It's a total of $200. that we put in. The Earth Day program is basically, they want to hire